So 313 on the 2nd. So we're really getting close to the 4th. um, Whatever's gonna happen, but I guarantee you that even if the sky doesn't start blowing open or whatever the fuck is gonna go on, that it's gonna be loud. It's gonna be louder than normal. So if you live in an area where they do them, well, here you're not supposed to do them like in neighborhoods, and you have to like be out of the county and stuff. But everywhere I've ever lived, people just do them constantly. And so all those are going to be super loud, way louder than normal. You know, I bet you there's going to be some mishaps. There's going to be some bad injuries that are going to happen. There's going to be some drama. Everything that can go wrong is going to continue to go wrong in a more dramatic way. And it is because the people involved are attached to something that they need to let go of. So they're going to keep being pushed. So anyways, things are going to keep being dramatic. And so you have to like keep perspective. But so it's Wednesday, so I have 1 week till payday. I've had 37 cents in my account for but it's just another week. Just gotta make it another week. Oh, my stomach's gonna be going crazy. Stella's snoring her head off. My stomach's growling its head off. And I've been putting that cayenne tea, you know, or cayenne pepper in my tea. That spices it up, baby. It's not even that much, but whew, that makes it spicy. Let me think. So Wednesday, 313 on the 2nd. It's almost the 4th. I have been being bombarded for 2 days. If I go on to TikTok, everything is tarot readers telling me everything's about to change. And some of this stuff is so specific when they'll start saying stuff. What trips me out when some of these things are so specific that you and you go in the comments, because then I'll always look at like how many people is this specific to, and but then I'll go in the comments, and if it's one that has a whole bunch of likes or whatever, that they'll always be like claiming it. That is not how you manifest. God, just claim it. That's just what I want. I claim it. I want that. I'm gonna sit over here and do this, but I want that. It's like, I mean, people are jacked up in the way, like, they go towards something that's not meant for them because they like what this other person has, so they want that. Or they want that, but they're going to be over here doing this because they don't know how to get over there to that because that's not theirs. And it's just weird. They just are like, I'm going to claim it. I'm just going to take it. It's like, people have to, you have to live it with intention. You have to figure out what it is you want. What is good for you? What would make you feel complete? What would make you happy? And then go towards that. And then you're going to have obstacles. It's not going to be some easy peasy thing. It's not meant to be. Life isn't meant to be just a breeze in the fucking wind. No, it's meant to be a fucking storm. And you're meant to overcome it. And you're meant to you know, not let it get you down. But it is on it's on a level that most people are not even attached to. They're not attached to their spirit or emotional side. Because I was thinking about this. Okay, so I don't know what I said yesterday. I think when I was talking about the QHHT, because all these different things, you know, people seem very trapped in their situations of experience with their transits, the people who are there, their ties, their connections, their grid. And so in order to break up patterns, to create new patterns. Oh, that's cool. Like I was seeing like the nucleus, and you know how, like, as I've talked about this, the bleed out thing. So the bleed out thing and how it goes. Okay, so it creates a pattern. Your transits, everyone that is in your orbit, It's there because you have this game going back and forth with all these different people. And so you're playing these different parts with people. It's like you've got like you are a fucking master chess player and you're at the park and you're playing 50 games at once. And you're just spinning through the games, making the moves. So you're creating this pattern. But until you break the cycles, until you break your pattern, your current pattern of behavior, that it's like a stagnation. When you break it, it starts like the next the next pattern coming out. Like, I don't know what that means, but that's how I saw it. But what I wanted to say though about I think a lot of people would benefit from like past life regression, QHHT, something like that. So that is like this hypnosis. I was saying it's like a hypnosis because you bypass your subconscious into your conscious. I think I said that yesterday. But so I was thinking, it's not because you have a conscious mind and you have a subconscious mind. So you have like two access points. Like you have this one mind that's over here keeping business while this other mind's keeping this business, and this one doesn't have to worry about this one. This one's got this one's back without this one having to do anything. It's just out here working. And this one is kind of the control master. So you have, which I would say that is your subconscious mind. And I don't know, like, I think Freud is the one who put it into this. No, I think he named it like the id. So I'm not really sure who developed this theory with the subconscious and subconscious mind or whatever. But so anyways, I would look at it as the subconscious would be the mind keeper, the one that has got a bigger job, it's overlooking. And so I would say that's your subconscious mind. It's the one that you don't really interact much with. And then you have your conscious mind that should be where you interact with. But this is what I was like, it's weird because most people aren't even in their conscious state. So they're not in a conscious state, or they're not communicating with the consciousness or the subconsciousness. They're just on autopilot. They're just lower chakra. And the reason you can tell is if you have a victim mentality, you're on fucking lower chakra, dude. You're on autopilot. You're just reactive in life. You're just going through life, reacting to every emotional thing, whatever pulls you. And it's so trippy is because no matter what is fucking said to you, you're probably taking it wrong. You're taking it the way that's going to feed your story of victim mentality. So you're going to take every motherfucking thing wrong that people say to you. It's just fucking fact, man. And that's why you gotta go in and you gotta look at yourself and you gotta treat yourself right. You gotta let go of shit. You gotta figure out how to heal this shit. Otherwise, you're just a fucking, if you're taking shit, making a toxic character for your own self, you are sending that out. So you need to get into like a conscious state, like become conscious of yourself. That's what this awakening is all about. It's coming into a conscious state of awareness of a alignment, and lining up the voices in your head, getting them under control, because people are just like, they are a victim to their mind, a victim to their situation. They're just lost. They're lost in the force. They don't know how the fuck to get out of there. So but you have to bring in the light, that's your come to Jesus moment, your drop to the knees and ask for the light, bring it in and show me which way to go. And it works. It works. You gotta get in communication, know there's something bigger than you, and know that how communicating with it's going to bring you to where you want to get. So that is going into your conscious mind, is becoming aware of yourself and aware of your capabilities, your abilities, what you can do, and that is where you start taking steps to move out of victim mentality and move into conscious integrity of intention. You live in intention and integrity. And so anyways, back on this thing with the conscious and the subconscious. So that kept spinning in my mind yesterday, where I was like, man, nobody's even fucking conscious. So it's like they're not even, like, we had to come up with another thing where they're at. Like, wait, Freud, come back in. I don't know. I think he said that there was 3 parts anyways. And he's the one who has this whole weird sex thing with all men want to sleep with their moms thing, which I can't even fucking believe how many stories I've heard of this lately. God. God. Oh my God. And this isn't just like when they're kids, grown ass fucking adults. Oh my Lord, have mercy. I said that incest fucking, but to me, there's so many things that are driven by past lives, and people are just like, but that's the thing, is like when you have an awareness, then you have an awareness. Then you're like, oh, well, yeah, we used to be like that back, but now we have boundaries that we're going to work off of. And yeah, I have this weird draw to you because we probably have this life that was very, that we just left recently or something, some joined communication entanglement or something. But when you switch roles throughout, it's to learn from them. You don't just keep feeding the same fucking, God, I just can't even believe it. I thought when I heard it with Diddy, I thought, okay, she's a rarity. Oh God, I don't know how rare she is, but fuck, I can't believe how many stories I've heard of this lately. Oh, Jesus Christ. All these women, grown-ass women who start suspecting that their guy is having an affair, start going through his phone. A lot of them are thinking, oh, I'm not gonna look at his mom's thing. But then a weird text will come up, and then they're like, well, that's weird. I need to look at this more. What does she know? What? And then one, she broke up with him because obviously, you know, he's sleeping with his mom. So once she broke up, I'm trying to think, is this one of the ones that had kids with the guy, or is this like they were just boyfriend and girlfriend? I think they were boyfriend and girlfriend. Maybe they were engaged or something. And then when she found out, they broke up, and then he moved in with his mom. They're just going to town. Like, what the fuck? This lady, she's going to the internet telling us stuff. It's like, there's some of the stuff. Look. So she's telling everybody that, and she's got kids. Like, she's been married to this guy for like 15 years or something. And she had no idea that he has this fetishy fantasy of sleeping with his mom. And he had a dream. He dreamt it one night, apparently. And they were having great sex. And so he wants to do it, I guess. And he told his mom. And then his mom, she doesn't say no. She just thinks, oh, that's so cute. That's so cute. So she's like, play it like enabling or something. Because this, like, more people in the family know. And they're telling him he needs to get help. He needs to get treatment. Because he'll text, like, this is what the girl found out. He texts the mom, I had another dream. I just want to experience it or something. And then the mom's like, oh, how cute. And then I was like, what the fuck? God. Oh, God, we got such a dysfunctional society. God, I can't even fucking... Some of this shit is just... Oh, Lord have mercy. I just can't even... No judgment here. But... Like, I don't know. You're all out learning your own lessons, I guess. But anyways, yeah, it is. Yeah, kind of, yeah, because kids, you know, when you think about kids, because lots of kids, you know, especially in our society that is fucking warped, that a lot of kids, you know, they're out there trying to figure stuff out. And oh yeah, because the other story with the cousins. Oh yeah, I forgot about that one. Yeah. They're full on too, and everybody knew. Oh God, they're just together now. Oh my God, I found this other thing too. It's in Australia or something. This family that was living out in the middle of the fucking way out in Timbuktu, and nobody knew about them. They were just lost out there, and they all just began incestually built their own town of incest family. It's like, But so, and they had no idea, you know, they didn't know that there was even another world living. They had no idea anything about the world. And so, but kids, they make choices and they do things and they don't think like that there's any, you know, they don't know. They're just going with how they feel at the moment. They don't know, like, you do certain things and then you grow up and then you're like, feel shame, you feel guilt, you feel embarrassed, you feel, you know, sick of yourself. And you're not happy about the things you did as a kid. And that is where a lot of people, you know, I mean, they need to find somebody to blame or something, and so that they don't have to carry the burden. And it's this, it's this, it's this. But anyways, it's just about learning. It's about, and to me, the lesson is that it always looks much different when you get past a situation. The best way to get through the things is to start realizing how much different it looks and give yourself a little space. Don't be so impulsive. And in a fetishized society where everybody just lives in fetish land, that it is, it's an impulsive, fetish-driven this consumption, just like I don't feel good inside, so I'm just gonna consume and try and feed my insides. But what your insides want to be fed is love, respect, integrity, healing. It doesn't want to just stuff itself full of all of this artificial shit. Like the last couple of days I've eaten some artificial food, you know, the prepackaged food. It was my mom got this little what are those things called? Not an air fryer, a real fryer, where you put oil in it, you fry shit. And I'm a big believer in that we need fats and iron, I think, are big things. And the reason I was really stuck on the fats always was because of the Inuit people who lived off of whale fat and stuff. Like, the people lived off of that. And so I was like, we need fats. And so I don't know if I lived in there during, you know, if I lived that experience at some point, and so I know it in my heart and soul or what. But yeah, that's how things work. So I know, you know, we need that. And but you know, they know we need that too. So what do? They give us motor oil or shit. Like, my mom and I were talking about this the other day. Because I was like, because we're talking about like, what the fuck oil are you gonna put? Like, because she's aware too of the seed oils and all this stuff. She even was more pushy about it to me because I use so much olive oil, and she's like, it's bad. It's not much seed oil and all this stuff. So, anyways, then when you start thinking like, well, what the hell are you gonna put in there now? Like all the oils and stuff, and I was like, oh, maybe just a bit lard. And she's like, where do you even get a lard? And I said, I have some lard. I got at the grocery outlet. They had a whole thing on like with lard. I grabbed one, and I said, people used to use lard all the time because that's all we ever used. We only used lard. And I said, yeah, and then it switched. Then they brought in like oil or something. She goes, no, it was Crisco. I said, oh yeah, Crisco. Yeah, because then I was really into that butter Crisco. It's so ridiculous. God, we're all idiots, I swear to God. Yeah, Chris got my cookies. Oh my God. That's embarrassing. So yeah, I was using Crisco, butter flavor though. It's the butter flavor Crisco. Feeding cookies to my kids. Here, get these cookies. And then I don't remember what it was. Maybe it was going to Texas for for a family reunion thing or something, and tasting my stepmother's cookies again, because I'm sure she made cookies, because her cookies, oh, I got so mean to her. Damn, that lady could make good cookies. And so I don't know. I don't know. I think that's a cat scratching something. It's like, are they trying to come into the door? Like, what the hell's going on? So, but she makes them with butter. She's a Southern cooker. So butter, butter, butter. And, so I don't know if it was tasting those or whatever, but there was some point where I would start being like, oh, butter. You have the real butter in the cookies, and they taste real good. And, so anyways, but that's a whole nother thing. But anyways, yeah, I was really into the Crisco. So I was like, oh yeah, the Crisco. Um, and then I said, then I had the margarine and the vegetable oil. And I said, then the whatever, they want to just feed us straight up motor oil. And I was like, if it goes good enough in the car, well, feed them to the humans. Like they're a bunch of garbage sucking people, a bunch of horn dog weirdos. So, anyways, yeah, I get these flashes through my head. Okay, so because I started watching this show. My daughter kept saying, "Well, you gotta watch Love Island. You gotta watch Love Island." So she gave me her sign in, and so I started it last night. I've been seeing so much drama about it on TikTok. So much drama, and so much of these people like, "Oh my God, I just can't even watch this. It's so horrible." And then other people talking about like the fakeness of what the girls look like now. Like this is our beauty stand, like just bringing a bunch of fake looking girls. Everybody's got the lips, everybody's got the extensions, everybody's got the big lashes, and I don't know. Anyways, I'll talk about that in a sec. But so uh, what was the other thing I was talking about? The people, okay, so that try and make themselves feel better by consuming, but they sell you kind of the story. This will make you feel great. Oh, you want to feel good? This is what you need. Oh, feeling good. This is how you get there. So they kind of feed that to people. And people don't know how to connect and figure out how to feel good because they're so disconnected. Everything is this disconnected from themselves. I don't know. Yeah, I'm sure it is something to do with elementary school. It's something to do with the indoctrination of this disconnecting people from themselves. But then, once you disconnect this group in the next group, it starts happening automatically. That's why we're in such a mess right now. Because, like they had said, that it took 4 generations to create this disconnect or something, to change the story or something, which they're actively, they're trying to make that obvious to me. But that they change the story and history and stuff like that. But and make people up, make up stories, make up situations. This fucking world is just fucking fake bullshit. And it keeps sounding like thunder. Are the cats just fucking going crazy? Like, I don't know what the fuck, man. And it's fucking so hot here. So hot. I can't barely breathe. The air is so, I don't know. It's weird. It's like heavy, hot, and humid. It's like, I don't know. It's weird. Everything is weird. And, which yesterday, so, I keep saying how weird shit is. Where I say it so much that my mom is kind of just like, yeah, it's weird. But she's always trying to like figure out like, but it's also normal. It's like there's nothing fucking normal. Like you try and say it, snap out of it to people, and they just keep on trying to hook back in. No, I bet this, because we're still on the chair thing, this chair thing, where, oh yeah, because the one thing is the sun, the moon, and the stars. But the chair thing, let me say that real quick first, because still the chair, where'd the chair go? How's the chair missing? The chair. And I'm telling you, if you saw, like, she has this long driveway, you would have to go up. And then you get out there, she's got tons of this lady's got stuff galore. Like, if you pulled up here and you're like, I'm gonna steal something. What am I gonna steal? I got one little tiny space, so I'm gonna steal one little tiny thing. So what is it gonna be? Let me go look in this shed. Oh, there's 2 chairs. Well, I think I'll steal one and they'll sell it on Marketplace for $10. Like, what the fuck? Like, that is insane to me. That is absolute insanity. And so, and then rumor has it that on Facebook, well, there's some people who are getting suspicious. They're pretty suspicious over the Amazon guy. When I was like, well, I mean, that just sounds silly to me. I mean, what is he driving around like a full truck? But he's like, nah, I'm just gonna run and take this. I guess you guys are at the end of the route, so his truck's pretty empty. So he's just like, I think I'm just gonna take some stuff, fill my truck, and then just pull on back to the place. And he'll stop out with my truck by my car first, unload it. I was like, what? Think it through. Think it through. Like, let's go through the action. Let's like don't get stuck in the fear. Let's like, well, how would that work? So let's picture this. But what gets me is that the guy who is the delivery guy, and it's not just because I talked to the one who was out there chatting to me for a while that one night, and I've talked to a couple other. They're black, so I'm just like, is it because this white upper neighborhood, with all these fucking rich people, they're not used to seeing a black person walking around their house or something? It's like, and so right away there's this, well, I saw this guy, it's a shadow walking around. He's probably taking my stuff. It's like, I don't know, that bothered me. I was like, I don't die. What? I even texted my mom. I said, you do know that the Amazon delivery guy is black. I wonder if that has anything to do with the suspicion going on in the Facebook conversations. I was like, I don't know. So anyways, but I still say it's the silliest thing I've ever heard. And because seriously, what is he gonna do? He's gonna pull up in his Amazon truck. He's gonna look around. I said, because when I was out there, I said, look around here. Like, look at all this stuff. You got stuff like, if you're gonna pull up here and you're gonna be thinking, I'm gonna take something, aren't you gonna take something that would have some value? Like, you've got all this other stuff you could take. Why would you go in and look in a shed? You'd see 2 chairs and be like, well, I'm just gonna take one. Because 2 together, it's not gonna bring me more money. So if I'm stealing shit to sell it on Marketplace, then what am I gonna get? $10 for this chair? Like, how does that make sense? Like, you're gonna risk your job, you're gonna risk everything for fucking making $10 on a chair? Like, nobody is gonna go and buy this one fucking, you may have paid a lot for it, but nobody's gonna fucking buy a used fucking chair for very much money. Especially, it's not even a pair. It's not even a team. It's just one fucking chair. And it's like, not very many people just want one chair. And so I was like, it's weird. And which I don't know. I mean, it kind of, to me, it was going with like, okay, you're filling all your chairs. I don't know. There's more to things. There's more to life. I don't know how to explain it, but life is like playing out a game for you. But you can be resistant. You can be fearful. You can. So, anyways, because then there was another set of 2 chairs, and one of them just got covered in mold. I was like, it's almost like the universe is talking to you. So, is it like you're trying to open up your space, and the universe and your own fears is keeping you, but you don't realize it because you create your world? And so, I don't know, everybody's got to stop and drop and roll and think about it. You got to figure your shit out in a different way than what you think, when they distract you with the news and dramas and shit. So you don't stop and figure your own shit out. So anyways, I still say there's something weird about the chair disappearing. It's not just like, oh, somebody came and stole the chair and went off with their... I was like, no fucking way. There's stuff around here that you could go and make more money. And then besides, what in the world? Like, if somebody is, just out driving through the neighborhood and they're going to drive up this driveway with all of this fucking, the dogs, because the dogs will be barking the moment somebody, you can be driving down the street and the dogs are jumping up and running over there. You're driving up the driveway, they hear you the instant, like that, as soon as the gravel starts, they're out there barking. So you know, or there's watching your house, and I leave for a little while and go to the store. They run in to grab the chair. Because what is it, like an emotional thing? Are they really hooked on this chair, or they really think they're gonna? I mean, it's weird to me. Like, but anyways, the chair thing keeps going, and she goes, "Well, it makes a lot more sense than what you're saying." I said, "Not to me." I still say it's the gnomes or the gremlins or something's got your chair. I said, you know, it's the spiritual side of the world, the spiritual side of life. I said, that's how I see it. I don't know, but that makes more sense to me than what the stuff. Like this guy driving around his Amazon truck stuffed full of stuff full of shit. And like, just, besides, it's in a motherfucking shed, and there's 4 of them out there. It's like, oh, you're just gonna choose this one, go in there, and grab this chair, which it wasn't, because when it first started getting hot, and I went in there to get a chair, because I knew she had a bunch of lay down chairs, because she puts them out by her pool. And so, but I wanted one, you know, the kind that you could fold out, you know, the easy kind, not the big kind like what she's talking about. Like, she's talking about one of those big old fucking big heavy kind of things. Because there's one now, and it was last year. She got these 2 because she had her old chair broke, or what she had before, whatever. So she upgraded, got these really nice fancy ones put out by her pool, and then she goes to get them out this year, and one's missing. So she's steaming, man. She's fucking steaming, and she can't find them online, and so she's just like so mad, and that's where you just keep chewing on stuff. But so But when I went out there to get the chair that I got, I'm having to climb over all this stuff to get over there. And I saw, and I don't know that it was 2 or 1. I don't remember. To me, I saw the blue chairs. Um, but, you know, I mean, they were pretty big. So it could have been 1. It looked like to me that there was 2. And she said that she's definitely seen 2 since I've been here. Well, I didn't take them. No, we're around here. so, so anyways, but you had to climb over shit. So a thief is gonna go in and gonna be like, right there, that's what I want. Climb over shit, risking getting caught to get, it just is for a motherfucking chair. Like, if you're gonna be stealing something, are you gonna, I mean, tools seem to be like, where you can make money off. Like most people, if their house gets robbed and they have a bunch of tools will be missing. Especially if they just break into your garage, like if they can take all the tools, they don't overlook those, and those are heavy as fucking shit. I've had it happen. That's how I know. They come in and they take all the fucking tools. So but you can make big money buying used tools, even as expensive. So yeah, you can take those and you can make money. So, and then even she has this mower and this edger thing or something. No, a rototiller and a mower sitting right there. That kind of shit is the kind of stuff that they would take. And I don't know. I just think, I don't know. So, anyways, but we're standing out here having this discussion over the chair. And I look up and there's the moon. And I go, oh, well, there's the moon. It's out here in the daytime, but it won't be out here tonight. It won't be there. It won't show up. It hasn't shown up for weeks now, I think. And so she looks up and she goes, yeah, well, that's not weird. I've seen the moon out during the day my whole life. Ever since I was a kid, I've been seeing that. And I was like, me too. I said, and I used to always say to everybody, how is the moon out here if it's supposed to be over China? I said, is China over on the other side of the moon? Like what? And she starts laughing. And so, you know, I think she went into it trying to say, oh, yeah, that's no big deal, moon out. But then I take it another level, like, well, you know, how's it out there? Like, how's it, how do we have it when it was supposed to be somewhere else? And so then it's just like, you know, but I don't know. Let's think about it. So Anyways, it's all bullshit. And yeah, there's no moon. I knew it because it was the second time that I noticed for sure. The second time, it could have been the third, but the moon was right there during the daytime, and then it becomes night, and nope, it's not there. So that's and she said, well, sometimes it does go. And set or move or whatever. And I said, oh, well, I've been watching. It goes around like this way and this way. But then all of a sudden, sometimes it's over here, sometimes it's over there, sometimes it's over there, sometimes over. I said, all of a sudden, it started just going all over the place. And then it just disappears. Like it's just not around. And that was another thing where it's just like, hmm. So, anyways, I gave her something to think about with the moon because a lot of times it's like trying to be like, oh, that's normal. It's like, is it? Is it really? Is it normal to if they tell us that the moon is here over America and only at night because it's clear across the world over another country in the daytime? When it's daytime here, it's nighttime there. So, is it? Because what do they have over there then? Like, it doesn't make any sense. So, anyways, okay, so the moon, the stars, the chart, no, the chair. Okay, so the people and okay, so in the state of consciousness, in the hypnosis, but how the hypnosis works is it's supposed to bypass your conscious mind. So the mind, maybe it is Freud who does the ego, the id, and the something else. I don't know who figured out about the subconscious and the conscious mind. I don't even know when they had figured it out. but you do have these different, and we can call them conscious and subconscious or whatever. So the different states of your mind's mechanics, like, and so. But what you want to do in the hypnosis is bypass the cock blocker of the mind. So it should be your conscious mind. But like I said, a lot of people aren't in a conscious state. So it's almost like their ego or something is what's in charge and pushing back. So it doesn't make sense. It doesn't fit my story. So I'm pushing back. And so the so you have to override that system. Because even if you're in an ego, you can still override it through this hypnosis. And so when you get hypnotized, you override the cock blocking system and get into the deeper mind. So you go into the higher mind and you bypass all of the noise and you talk to the higher mind. So it's like talking to your higher state of consciousness or talking to your higher self or whatever. You're talking to a higher state of being. And that is where you can ask more questions, and try and find out what is up with these different relationships. What am I supposed to be learning? Or, what is the point of this? What is this going on for? So that you can see it or understand it, and you'll see it in pictures. Like, it was so weird because my neck, and I don't know because I haven't gone and got any x-rays or whatever, so I don't know how twisted my neck still is after my QHHT, because I used to have, I was a mess. Like, I was a mess. I was a big old fucking mess for a long time. Such a mess. But so I don't know now, but after the QHHT that I had, I've had two. So after the one, it was weird because I don't even remember, because if you do a QHHT, you write down questions and you give them a lot of information because they're trying to figure, like, they're trying to help you walk through what it is that's holding you back. And a lot of people have like sicknesses and stuff and they can't get it to stop. And even eating disorders and stuff, like, there's all sorts of things you can have and you can't figure out how to get through the breakthrough, and it's because it's so much deeper. But when you see the situation, because it reminds me of this one of Dolores Cannon talking about this lady who, I think it was that she had weight issues or something. It was blood pressure and weight. I don't remember. It was something though, and she couldn't stop it. And when she had I think this is the first one where she started, it happened accidentally. And so she was doing hypnosis on this lady to try and help her stop eating or something, stop smoking, something like that. And then the lady, um, she all of a sudden flipped into this past life thing. And she was, I think they were called moles, like MOL or something, the girls that hung out with gangsters, or malls or something like that. And she was one of these girls that hung out with gangsters or something during the Rolling 20s or something. And I think she was like in speakeasies or something. I don't remember the whole thing. It seems like it was something like that. But anyways, whatever her story was, when she saw the stuff, it helped her. She started healing. So it's weird because it's just like you going back to it or something. So the one I saw was because I had horrible migraines all the time and my neck was just jacked. And this is the same thing is like you'll have these things until you work on the thing that is the problem. And so, like you have this foot pain all the time. You can't get rid of this foot pain. And it's just fucked. And so you keep trying all these things, you're doing these exercises, doing all this stuff, but you go in and see, could be an injury, a horse falling on your foot and or rock and you got trapped and you couldn't get out of it. And so in this life, every time you feel the pressure of somebody, you feel the trap, your foot is hurting. So your foot's hurting all the time because you feel trapped in life or something. So that's why it helps you to be able to go back and see what is the link here? What is it I'm not catching on to? And so in my case, it was the scoliosis, everything's out of whack. I'm having horrible migraines, these muscle spasms, my neck, they said it was all jacked up, even to the point of the what you call it, it's how they line up. I had one that was protruding out this way that they were like, oh, that's dangerous. You can, if something happens and you get hit in the head and your neck, you can just die. And that's a little stressful when you're going around and you're like, fuck, man, I got this out of joint neck. And so and it hurt. I really had tons of pain and tons of migraines and these spasms and stuff. Fuck, it hurt. And so, anyways, went to this QHHT thing, and I saw it was weird because it was just like a flash. It wasn't like a flash. It was like I watched it, but it wasn't like a whole long thing. And what I watched was I was like on horseback and I was being led up to the hangman's noose thing. And there was somebody behind me and I didn't know who it was. I mean, I don't know who it was in this. I mean, I probably knew who it was then, but I don't in this. I didn't see him or anything. I just sensed them. I knew that they were behind me, but the overwhelming sense that I was getting from watching was I didn't do this. I didn't do this crime, but I was the one who was taking the responsibility, the punishment. And I'm not sure what the whole story was, but it was like an aha moment in my mind. And my neck started getting better. I stopped having all of the migraines. So I don't, like I said, I don't know if I went and looked at the thing, but it totally changed it where I was having so many migraines and stuff. And so it started getting better. And so you can just go in and see this stuff and you just can see things and it helps you. And so that's why I'm always like, man, just go. If you're stuck and you can't figure out, like, what is the problem? Why do we just keep, especially in different relationships, you just keep hitting into these certain walls? It's like, what is going on? Why can't we get over this? Because in all the different relationships, just because you're the parent or they're the kid or whatever, or who your parents are, whatever, it skips around, it moves around all the time. This is not the same all the time. You don't come in the same roles. You come in all the time, switching it out, playing all different roles from all different aspects so you can get every viewpoint possible from a situation, from experiences. And there's a lot of things that play out with different character roles and different scenarios, but it's like the same kind of lessons, and so anyways, when you can go in and you can go into that more deep hypnosis, kind of go into the depth, like crossover past the cockblocker and get into the deeper mind, then you can, and you can have a lot of dark energy too. Like, that is one thing too. When you are, if you haven't dealt with some shit, man, that wouldn't be my first thing. Like, if I just all of a sudden woke up and I was like, there's no quick fix. Like, I would think, even if you just woke up and you're like, oh, well, I'm just going to I'm going to go in and pay and get it. Because people are trying to use their chat GPT to fix their shit. So if you, if you were just to go in and be like, well, I'm just going to go get past life regressions and QHHTs and just go into the other world and fix my shit or whatever, then if you haven't dealt with some stuff, you could be trying to get past a lot of dark energy, a lot of attached energy to you. And I don't know, there's lots of people who don't know a lot of stuff. A lot of people in this spiritual community who don't have a fucking clue what they're talking about. They don't have any idea of how things are. And they're just guessing. They're just guessing all the time, I swear to God. Or they're listening to some other guidance that could be a trickster energy or something. So, anyways, that is, I just don't know that I would do that first thing. I think first thing I would start trying to heal the easy stuff. And when you're trying to figure out the heal the easy stuff, just look at places where you have problems in relationships. You got a problem with this person. Well, there's a reason that there's a problem. And the biggest thing about any of the problems is for you to change your perspective, to get out of the back and forth, to stop playing the game back and forth and get what it is that you can learn to grow out of that. And so people don't realize they're pushing you, these things in you, to come to the surface so you can see them, so that you can heal them. But people just don't. Once the stuff comes to the surface, they get mad at the other person for bringing it up, bringing it to the surface. You bring me, out of my zen. You piss me off. You bring me down. You're low vibration and all that stuff. But it's your emotions, it's your vibration, it's your stuff, it's you reacting. And we don't all have the same reactions. There's a reason why you have the reaction you have. And so you have to go deeper into you, figure out, like, what is my problem? Why am I taking it that they're saying it this way? Because literally it could be meant in a lot of different ways, but I'm taking it exactly this way. This is how I interpret what they're saying. And there's a reason that your interpretation comes to you. And oh, Archie, sometimes that little fella. But Mags will get into just licking his paw, and look at his paw, and look at his paw, like going crazy. Where it's like, what is wrong with his paw? I'm trying the glucosamine. I think I even have been putting boron or something. I just don't know. And there's so much shit energetically too. The dogs yesterday just packed out on fucking Dakota again. It's like, oh my God, and it's so fucking vicious. God damn, I had no idea a pack of dogs are such a fucking, and I'm sure it depends on the relationships, like the what would that be called? The interactions with the dogs. So it depends on what dogs you have, how your pack would behave, basically. And this was something, that I had thought about with Winston and Stella, because Stella has certain characteristics in her breed, in her being, and then Winston had certain ones in his. And since I had Winston raising Stella, then she had, like a protective desire, and then Winston had this, like, I don't know what it is, because the whole walk, all the golden retrievers do the same thing. So I don't know if I wouldn't say it's just anxiety, but it's kind of, and that's probably why the golden doodles also kind of have anxiety. It's kind of this anxiety. It's over the top, like, and they come out and they go crazy. And so Winston used to do that all the time. And then she would run out like, oh, what do we got to do? Let's go. So she'd run out and she'd start barking at the people going by. And then Winston would start attacking her. And Winston could be such a dick sometimes. He was so, but he was good and bad. Everybody's got good and bad. And I don't know, you can focus on how you want to focus. And but anyway, so it kind of took her guardian, but then the kind of like the anxiety of like, oh, what's going on, you know, where if you know, she was like raised by another mastiff, it would probably just been like watch the person walk by, not care one bit. So anyways, it kind of depends on the relationship, the factors. Fucking Archie, he's a little hellion, man. So as soon as Stella goes barking, because she's a little bitch ass bossy girl, and she's always got to be bossing everybody. That's why I liked Max so much when he came, because he just didn't let it bother him. He's just like, she goes crazy being bossy, and he just like, okay. He's really submissive to her. And he's really submissive because an Archie bald, Mr. Balls to the walls, Archie, he comes in and he's intense, man. These little dogs are fucking intense. And but so when Stella goes crazy barking, boy, fucking Archie, I, you'd have to see him and his whole attitude, the way he starts getting all puffed up, like, and then it was got so intense yesterday, and he pulls out this big smile, like when he's panting, and his big smile, and his eyes bulging, it's like he looks so crazy. So, anyways, Max goes along for the ride, whatever. But they fucking surround Dakota and then they start barking at her and start hitting her and then biting starts occurring. Not like tearing and ripping, but it would get to that. It would get violent. I know it would. So I'm out there yelling and I got a new little rake for the pooper scooper thing that I haven't used. It's kind of like this little flimsy rake I got for $3 because mine has been out in the weather and I was like, fuck, if this falls apart, I want to have a backup. So I had this little one that I got the other day and I just grabbed that and I was trying to hit him and pull him apart. And then Dakota, she starts panicking and starts biting back too. And it's like fucking 3 dogs on one dog fight situation. It's like violent. It's like, fuck, man. I had no idea that, as I've had multiple dogs at once, I've just never had one that went so into a pack. And I don't know if it's that I walk them together and put them into a mindset where they have to pay attention to each other and stuff. So I don't know. I have no idea. Everything is like it's like a recipe. It's like the things that go into situations. So whatever this little mix is, I really got to get it. Yeah, hopefully part of Archie's stuff is just because he's young. And then plus, I mean, our life, ever since he came, what did we live in the cabin for a couple months? I don't think I had him for more than like 6 months or something. And then here we are living in a garage with all these fucking dog pack up there because that's a big amount of dogs. And I'm not sure what the deal is, why I mean, I figured Dakota wants to be close to me. Mom says because you take her for a walk, she wants to, you know, stay right with you all the time because she wants to go for a walk. And so, she just will come down and put up with this shit. And it's like in a dog pack kind of thing. It's like, because when you watch the one with the wolf pack thing, and another alpha comes in, like they'll push out. There can only be like one boss, and a girl dog. Of course, it's a girl dog. So Stella, it is I know it is this mind pack thing. It's like Stella's got to be pushy on Dakota to show her you're not coming in and taking over my place, and so I don't know what you think you're doing here, but I'm the boss down here, and so then so I know it's like normal or whatever, but the way that Estella will go and Stella is such a predator. It's part of her personality. I know she was a predator. I know because I saw her in a past life too of mine. She was the one who um, was the big cat who killed me when I was, and the one that haunted me as a child, that past life. But and when I watch her and stuff, she acts like a big cat. Like she's stalking all the time. And so she stalks up on, like, I don't even know. It's the weirdest thing. Like, we would just be sitting here watching TV, and Stella would wake up, and then all of a sudden, she sees Dakota, and it's like, that bitch. So she gets up, she stealthily stalks over, like, I'm gonna get you. And then she goes up and hits her and starts barking right in her face. Well, Dakota's an old fucking lady. And she's like, well, I mean, Stella's gonna be pretty old too. So, anyways, I'm just fucking draw them out. Fucking, I'm gonna try and keep Dakota from coming down here, but then, you know, I always feel sensitive to animals, everybody's feelings. Like, I always feel something for everybody's feelings. Like, it's hard to watch everybody failing at life, failing at the game of life, because, and it's not like you can fail, but they are not using their time wisely. They're not being connected. They're being a product of their environment. And it is hard to watch, you know. It's not fun. It's one of the things, like, you want to help everybody. You want to get everybody to see, like, you can change your life, man. And people are just so strung out. They're wrung out. They're hanging from a fucking line. They're on the ledge. So, but we're at this period of time where things are about to turn. Like, in the tarot things, I've been getting like 2 days straight. It's bam, 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 bam. It keeps saying, like, it's right on the, things are about to flip. Things are about to flip. So we got to be getting close. Like, the energy is just coming in faster and faster. And I still, you know, I don't know if it's going to be some horrible thing that they have planned for us in the next couple days. Or if, you know, save the day. Because nothing's coming in to save us. But there's going to be things that turn. So it's not actually saving us. It's our attitude. It's the way we look at things. And at this point in time, the things that people need to be looking at to create the change is, I no longer accept this. This isn't work for me. I don't like this. I don't want to work my life away. I want better relationships. I want to feel better. I want to take care of myself. And I want to give myself value. And so those kind of things are the mindsets that change. And that's why so many people with their jobs and stuff to suddenly realize, like, well, this sucks, man. I'm getting nowhere. My whole life's going to be over. And I'm just getting nowhere. I'm not getting anything from these jobs. Stress, stress, stress. All my time's taken up. And so people having those epiphanies and realizations is what creates the change. And it's in all different things. People, you know, seeing disturbing things in their families and speaking out, like this girl. Oh my God, her story. Oh. And she's very emotional about it. You know, she's pretty mad and saying this stuff. But I guess, I don't know, she had said something online, and then some family members, like, there's a lot of family members stalking people's stuff so that they can find evidence or use something else against them or something. So this girl, oh my God, her dad was another one that was been sleeping with grandma. They two have been in a coupling for his whole life. But that didn't stop him. He still went out and got married. I don't remember if he had a kid with the first one, but they ended up getting divorced, or maybe she died, maybe he killed her, I don't know, because this is so warped. Then, so he goes and he marries another lady, and then they have a kid. Well, this kid is the one who's doing the video, and her dad just died. So that freed her to be able to speak her truth, and she's dropping names. She said, I'm not dropping my mom's name, because she's still alive. But she dropped the grandma's name. And I think the grandma's still alive. But there's a real... So, because even if grandma is whatever with her kids, because it wasn't just the son. No, that was a full-on relationship. It wasn't just him. It was also, she liked to touch all the kids. Like, so, man, it's just so weird. I just don't, like, if somebody did that to you as a kid, why, what the fuck, man? Why would you why would you do that to somebody else? I don't know. We all are different. That's all I know. So, anyways, but grandma, she got involved in abuse too. But dad was having he's going all the way. He's going all the way every night for 16 years with this little girl, and and then you wonder where's mom? Well, she's got the video camera. She's the one getting it all on film, and then they're selling that stuff too. So this girl, she really got, and she said she's a fucking mess. She's a fucking mess, and she's fucking pissed. And she's pissed, that people are coming in and saying stuff. She's like, I'm telling the truth now, bitches. Like, come in and fuck with me. That's it. I'm fucking telling. And so, and she's telling in a big public way, and she's dropping names and everything. So, and there's been so many of these different ones. That girl, like, oh my God, your whole fucking life and every single person around you is involved. And there's lots of these ones too. They just keep coming and keep coming. It's like, God damn, our society is fucked up. And and watching this show on Love Island, it is like all these girls that come in there, it's just fakeness. Like, I don't know. I'm gonna be curious to see if a girl comes in there who is not, doesn't have her lips done. Some of these girls, they may have real hair. Not all of them. Some of them, it's all extensions. And there's a couple that are just really pretty, but everything is this fake. Let's put a fake thing over. And that's the thing, is it's kind of like getting lost in our society. Just a regular old pretty girl, just a pretty girl. No, it's like this weird creation of this spectacle or something. Like the Jeff Bezos' new wife. Like, man, because that has been all over. And then look at her face. What in the... I don't want to be mean. I mean, it sounds so mean when you say some of the stuff about people. Because to me, it's so... I don't know. It's like this monster kind of faces that they're creating. They're like weird looking. And so the richest, most powerful guy, he wants one of those fake looking girls. That's what he wants. It's like, what? It is so weird. It's so weird. And especially if you see, like, somebody got pictures of her before she did all this work on her face. She was so pretty. She was so pretty. And then she goes and does this. And then she just looks so weird. It's like this weird mechanical... it is weird because they all start having the same face too. I don't know. They go get these cheek implants. Then they get this buckle suck or whatever. Then they get filler in here. They raise these so everybody's like, get this look. Then they do stuff here. They add filler here. They put all this filler. This girl too, because this stuff just stands out so much. But this girl, so she's in Seattle, and another girl who you would look at and you go, I bet she's real pretty without all this stuff on. I bet she's still pretty. And so she looks like somebody who would be pretty. I think one of the things too is once they take off all the fakeness and they look at themselves, all they see is plain Jane. They don't see how pretty they are, so that they're constantly putting all this stuff on, so that they think the enhancement is making them look pretty, when it's like, no, it looks weird. I'm like, sorry, it looks weird. But anyways, so this girl, okay, she's talking about her lip injection. So she's got lip injections. Okay, so when you see her, she's got more than just lip injections, I'm sure. She's like, just, and then these giant lips, and then I don't know what they're doing. So they're taking these lips and they're turning them up like It's weird. It's like they take them and they turn them up. Like, I don't have that kind of mouth. But so it's up like this where it has like such a distinct line. It's like, is that a shadow? Are you drawing this on? Like, what in the world? And so, and I've seen a bunch of girls like this, and I'm always doing the same thing. Like, are they getting this injected into their, so they have this big turned up lip? Like, because it looks weird. So they get all pushed in, and then they create this big line. I don't know. I saw one girl talking about with hers, because she was the really young girl who's gotten tons and tons and tons. God, I can believe her list of stuff. She's been doing these injections all over her face, fillers and everything for a couple years. And oh yeah, okay, because her video, she was talking about that now she has to get them dissolved. And she said, I wish I would have known that this stuff moves. It goes to different places. She said, I have to get up every day and push it back up and stuff, push the fillers around and shit. Oh, what? But I guess, yeah, your face, what? Oh, yeah, God, oh. Ew, I just saw, like, because is your face, like, as people age, you know, but aging is also just not taking care of yourself. And so as that happens and people get a lot of swelling and stuff in their face, then that could be why it moves. But then as your face starts dropping, that stuff's going to start dropping. And there's something about the way it's moving. Yeah, there's something weird about the way it's moving. And so they get a filler up here or something, now it's dropping. And so it's making them look older. So girls, like this girl was, I think, 25, and she's been doing fillers for like 5 years or something. And she said now she looks like 35 or something. And so they keep saying this stuff. And so she was talking about, you know, having to get this dissolved. She didn't know it was going to have to be moving. She's having to move this shit all the time. It's like, oh my God. Then I see this girl. So this girl is in Seattle. And she's got this same fucking ginormous fucking lip thing. And these, so her question, so she's like, her questions for all the girls out there. And she wants to know, what do you guys think? Like, what do you think of her mouth? She's going to tell you what's going on so you can help her decide her next step. But the trend now is to not have such a big lip, is to get a little smaller. So to get a more flatter lip, which they're even saying, oh, this is the Russian ones, the Russian girls. They've got the filler and they don't have it with this big duck bill thing or something. They just have a more I'm not even sure. Like this is just so strange how fake our world has become. Like, so, I mean, it's one thing when you have a few insecure people doing all this stuff, because I was one of them. I got lip injections one time. But but when you say you have but our whole world, it's like, this is just it. This is just accepted. Like, girls, save your money so you can get your injections because you're not good enough the way you are. So you better fix yourself, and it's going to cost you. So our society's just gone in this direction. So anyways, this girl, she's these massive lips, and so she's it's kind of absurd. So she's saying that now she's thinking she wants this flatter lip. So she's thinking that she wants to, you know, not have them get too injected. So she goes in to get them dissolved. So which I think this sounds wacky. Like, you go in, you put this stuff in, and then you go in and you put more stuff in to destroy it inside, and you think like, oh yeah, my body, that's not gonna have any effect on it. What the fuck? What the holy fuck? I don't know. I would be looking at my kidneys and my liver cancer is what I'd look at. But anyway, so you do this, and then you dissolve that. So she goes in, she gets it dissolved. She tells the girl, what I want is to get it filled, but I want the flat, big lip. Okay. And so the girl's like, oh, okay, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. You know, it's the trend. It's our new trend. And so but you have to wait a week. We have to wait for the swelling to go down. So I don't remember. She did it 6 or 7 days, whatever. It was a week. And when she first got them done, she said, "Oh yeah, it looked good." But then they start going giant again, or something. It started sticking out too much again. So it wasn't the flat lip she was looking for. And so then she was like so upset. And so she's having to get a hold of this girl. She's just not even gonna go back to her again. And this whole thing. So she's going through this whole fucking fake ass shit. And then look at this time, money, and everything for this, to search for this ideal beauty standard, which there is none. The whole thing is, learning how to love yourself, being okay with, this is, what Kelly looks like. This is just what Kelly looks like. This character, this avatar, this is her. And getting to that point, instead of like, well, I want to have those nice big lips. That's going to make me really pretty. I want to have those big old eyebrows. That's going to make me look so good. And I want a smaller nose. That's going to look so good on me, and being like, no, you're just distorting your face. Your face came out the way to create the character that you are, your avatar character. So so she gets the girl to come back and then dissolves them again. So she dissolved it, gets filler, goes back and dissolves it again. Which I'm just like, what in the science fucking project you got going right here, man? I would be scared. Like, I would be detoxing. Like, what is this? The chemicals you've got free floating out there now. And in this fake illusion of a body. in a non-flesh and blood experience. Anyways, so she is... the part that was kind of absurd to me was she was like, but I think they look really good right now. I think they're looking really good. That's what I want to know from you guys. What do I do now? Do I go in and get more injections, or do I just leave them because I think they look real good? Everybody in the comments, oh, they look good, girl. You look so good, girl, 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 girl. You look good, good, good. And it was like, it looked like I already said, like this giant fake fucking, like, you went and got the lips at we used to get them at the fair, and we'd walk around when we were in elementary school at the Halloween fair wearing the big lip thing. That's what you look like you put on. It looks weird. Like, whose lips are that sticking out with this giant lump here, like, it looks weird. And I so heavily doubt that is your natural lip. Very, very doubtful. But she's sure of it now. She's sure of it. This is more her natural lip. Okay. I think people have lost track of what they even look like. And then as soon as the starts going away, it's like panic. Run in and get some more stuff put in so that you can keep looking like what you think looks good. But that's coming from you. And when you have these men out here who are picking these real fake looking girls, it's like, I guess that they all want a Jeff Bezos, and he's a fucking weirdo. Like, he put a statue of himself out wherever it was they got married, somewhere in France or something. And they tried to take over this whole little village for their marriage or something. And he had wasn't wax or paper mache or some statue, some representation of him look like him, a big giant thing, sitting on a toilet, taking a shit, and had it just put right out in the middle of this town. And then people were like, to say, I can shit where I want to shit, and you guys can shut the fuck up. And then brings in his catastrophe of a wedding where there was protests and stuff, and they had to spend $48 million there, and then they couldn't even continue. They had to go to a whole new place and spend more money or something. I don't even know where. There's speculation on that whole drama too of the Vogue lady is stepping down, and another one stepping in, and there's a whole thing over styles and who's stepping in, and that they wanted their wedding to be featured or something in Vogue, because Vogue does a whole feature on their stupid ass fucking wedding. It's absurd, I swear to God. Like, who gives a fuck? Take your fucking Jesus Christ. So they want. So if they spent that, because people are going through like trying to figure out like what costs so much. How is this 48 million? Well, then people were like, well, if you have to pay for the spread in Vogue, and then the one person, I guess maybe she refused to do it, and then so she just stepped down because the magazine's like, we're taking this 48 million bucks, dude. That's a lot of girls we can buy. We can make a lot of money selling parts. So I don't know. It's all such a fucking shenanigans, and all, and everything out there is just to expose itself. It's everything is the coming out of the dark and showing itself, and the corruption and the just. But there is something so bizarre to me, like even with the women. I mean, now they've got a lot of these girls, these celebrity ladies, getting this other weird surgery thing where they look so they look good. But it's like, I don't know, it's real weird. Something real weird's going on. But for a long while, they were all coming out looking like weird as shit. And Nicole Kidman, like, she led the fucking, she's the Pied Piper of that weird stuff. So she, I don't know. I think that she may have changed and got one of these other ones too. But they were all looking with this real weird space face, and like that's the elite thing. Like in order to be a successful woman, you got to look like this or something. And so it's like we have all these girls in society all trying to look like this, all doing this stuff. Like, don't they ever look at this? Like, lots of us look at it and go like, that looks weird, that doesn't look good, but they all just keep doing it. And they all just keep looking like, how far are you gonna go with this shit? How weird do you want to try and look? But it is like we're hitting a wall, and people are all starting to put the brakes on and starting to go like and question it and look at it different. But people are really absorbed into this fake fucking weird way, and look at how much it is about women too. It isn't like, I mean, there's some guys going out and doing it, but fuck. I mean, you got these guys that are, who is this one? Oh yeah, this is just a regular person too. Oh yeah, this person took pictures of her and her husband and her child, and then she put their ages, and he is I don't know if I'm gonna get the numbers right. I think he's like 65 and she's like 30 or something. And they have this kid. Anyway, so she goes backwards on the pictures and keeps showing, you know, their history in pictures. Back to the point where she stopped at 18, where people in the comments were like, keep going. We're pretty sure it goes back further. But yeah, she's been with this guy since she was, I don't know, definitely since she was 18. And he's old as fuck, man. And he's, I don't know, maybe he is rich. I don't know what he's got going on, but he's fucking old with this young girl. And then he just keeps getting older and older. But this is like so common, because there's another one. I just saw a Rod Stewart one where he looked like, fuck, man, he looks old as fuck next to that lady. And she may not be as old. I don't remember what that one was, but there was another one, or this guy, some old rich actor or something, I don't remember, and he's, I don't know, 85, and the girl's like 40 or something. And it's just like, dude, you look so fucking old next to her. Like, it's weird. What, does she change her diapers and shit? Like, what is this, your nurse? Like, this is not like a, it's one thing if you are like as an 80-year-old guy and you got an 80-year-old chick with you, then it's like you have like a life. a lifetime. You have an experience. You have like things. But then when you were with this young person, it's like, where's the filler? What is the, I don't know. I don't know. It's so fetishy and indulgent and stuff. I'm like, I believe love is love, but there's things that are out of whack. Like, I totally think that that's what, love is love, but I think that it's gotten out of control. Like, where people have started feeding into fetishes and thinking it has to do with love and stuff. So, I don't know. But there's way out of whack. And this girl, like, it was really weird. Like, you might tell this girl, like, Jesus Christ, your whole life has been under this guy's thumb. And he's getting old as fuck. And you got this kid with him. And I don't know, what the deal is. If he's leaving her in a good place or whatever. But anyways, well, I was thinking, like, is this even real? Like, all these pictures and then going back to... So I went in and looked at her thing. Oh, yeah, it's real. This is really her fella. This is really her husband. And she really has a account with all these people. Like, I don't know. I just... Everything... all this stuff coming to the surface constantly. I'm just like, oh, my God, that's weird. Oh, my God, that's weird. And it's, I mean, you can take it as it's judgmental or whatever. But like I've said, there's a point where you got to notice stuff. You got to see things. I think that judgment comes when you start saying that somebody's a bad person and has no value. But I don't think that it's wrong to notice what feels wrong to you. What looks wrong, what seems weird, what seems out of balance, what seems out of whack. I don't think that it's wrong to notice that. And for you, your own self, to decide, like, well, I'm going to put that into, like, I'm not going to feed into these, type of fetishes. Like, when you're seeing all these girls doing this and how insecure that they all come across and stuff, then doesn't it make you step back and go, like, okay, well, I mean, and then it's insatiable. It's an insatiable lust. Like, if you want to, not be chasing this desire, this yeah, it is a false perspective, a false thought, to think that you can become pleasing to everybody. People say that they want to do this stuff to please themselves, but why? Why would you not want to please yourself by liking yourself? And why is it in our society, instead of the desire to be accepting yourself and liking yourself and learning how to come, into peace with yourself, why would it be to chase this ever running scheme of things, like you're constantly in this chase of trying to find something to make you feel good, and then going to extremes. Like, I swear to God, I mean, I'm so glad all I did in my worst insecurity times was the boob thing, and I got to get that out. Like, because I feel like, these girls putting all of this... Well, I did get that, the wrinkle preventer stuff for a few times, and now I've got the aftermath of that with this fucking growth that won't stop. But so there is, like, there's a payback situation. Like, you can pay back for this chasing in the wrong direction. But but all these girls that are going in, like, because even this thing with this BBL thing, you have to have stuff dissolved. Like, what are you putting in? Like, you're putting in a gunk, and you gotta put something inside of me to dissolve the gunk? Like, I don't know that I want a dissolver inside of me. Like, that does not sound good. And one thing that I have definitely learned throughout my time alive is that they don't know what the fuck they're doing. They will put something inside of you, and then a few months later, a few years later, all of a sudden say, oh, yeah, that was bad. Yeah, we shouldn't have done that. Like, just go through... I mean, a big one that comes into mind is what they were giving women for nausea back in the 60s or something, for pregnancy nausea. Yeah, well, let's do this. And then all of a sudden, everybody's baby's coming out with no body parts, like coming out missing arms and legs and shit. And yeah, and how much stuff, like, I mean, they're doing a lot of it on purpose, like putting stuff inside of our foods that know that they're going to make us sick. But the, yeah, we're putting preservatives in us so they can take our parts and just keep them on stock. That's funny. But they are, the, but all the different chemicals and stuff, like there's different treatments and stuff they do, different, I mean, there's medications that get pulled off the shelves. You're like, oh, well, yeah, that's not good. But some also that they know are detrimental to a lot of people, and they just keep them out there and not do any warning or something with that, with something that's real common too. I know there's one with an antibiotic. I don't remember which one though. A lot of people have taken it and gotten really bad problems. My stomach's growling. But a lot of bad problems. But there's another one too. It seems like, is it Reglan or something? But there's some out there that people take, and people have a really bad reaction. It doesn't go away. They stay trapped in this reactive state, and they've told, like, there's suits going with drug companies and stuff for some of this stuff, which there's a big one that just got started. I said there was going to be a lot of these, and there's going to be, I swear to God, as soon as this one. So JC has got a class, 500 of them are now Pelosi. You're the target. We are all 500 of us. We're all suing you. So this is a good one, boy. That's a good one. But see, that's how there's going to be a big shift too. Is that all the stuff that she has done, all her corruption and stuff, it's going to go to those people. So all that money, see, there's a big shift that's going to go on where the money is going to turn hands, is going to shift and go a different direction. And yeah, because, okay, because it would be assets. Because there's going to be such a drop in value in the currency too. So it would be, I don't know. It's going to be, everything is taken from these people. Everything is taken from all the people who are involved in all the bad stuff, which this was, so I'd been hearing a little bit about this, but now I saw, and when I mentioned something to my mom, she's like, oh yeah, I know about that. So they're building a prison apparently in, I think it's in Florida, I'm pretty sure it's in Florida, in Alligator Alley or something. So there's like in the swamps or something, surrounded by alligators, they built this prison. And they built it in like 8 days or something. Maybe it was 8 months, but I don't know. Maybe it was 8 days. I don't know what it was, but it's something that's outlandish. So they built this whole big giant thing, which it makes more sense. 8 months, maybe it was 8 weeks. It was 8 something. It was like, it seemed real quick to get this whole thing set up and built. And so there's a whole bunch of people who think it's all for the immigrants and migrant, people who are coming here to work or something. Well, they're getting arrested. We're gonna just put them in this creepy ass jail with the alligators. And so then the people are all just like, oh my God, this is so disgusting. And if they can do this, why aren't they housing the homeless? See, this is where we start thinking, like, well, why, if you're going to do this, why aren't you, we got people with no homes, we got vets that are living in the street and shit, we need to build some more of these places so people can live in them. Like, why are we, you were so focused on building them to house migrants, to imprison them or something for wanting a better life. And so but so in the comments, because somebody was saying something, so on their comment, I said, yeah, but because they said how they look at it, you know, like, oh, how horrible and all this stuff. I said, yeah, but would you look at it different if it was going to be all politicians in there? Because that's what I'm thinking. It's like, oh, maybe this is the new housing for our new politician, or for the politicians, all our Senate and Congress. There's your new home, and they're bunked too. Like, they got to sleep like 4 in a room or something, and they're cages. They're all open with these like bunks. It's very, it's not how elite people like to live. So, anyways, yeah, that's what I'm hoping that it's for, is that the housing for these people who are fixing to be going down for these other crimes that are against, you know, the humans that exist here. And so, anyways, we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. But yeah, I guess apparently it's finished and it's ready to go. It's called Alligator Alcatraz or something. So it's supposed to be like you can't get out of it because the alligators get you. So I don't know. I sure hope it's for the politicians. But I don't know who it's for. We'll see. We'll see how things play out, because everything is to play out kind of in an outrageous way in order to get us to go like, this isn't right. Well, I don't want that. Well, that's kind of silly. That's crazy. That doesn't look right. And so it's, you know, it's all about us, you know, coming into our own, changing our perspective, seeing things in a broader light, not being so driven by our impulses and emotions, because that is where they have people trapped in this impulsive and emotional immaturity, this fetish compulsion, you know, feeding into desires, trying to make themselves feel better. But that's the thing, is like, you don't realize it's not going to make you feel better. It's going to be something, if you get further past it, you're going to look back on yourself and go, oh, why did I do, ooh, God, ooh, what kind of yuck am I? You're going to be down on yourself. You know, the best way is, you know, connecting into your higher self, your higher mind. And if you're lost at it, you can't find it. That's why I'm like, go into hypnosis and get some kind of communication with it. But, you know, I mean, it is, you know, there's jail keepers, there's the cock blockers, there's the the energy that's trying to keep you from the disconnect, to keep you away from yourself. Because once you connect to yourself, you know, it's rock and roll. It's all balls to the wall. You're going in a new direction. And it is, and even if it starts out stumbly and hard, and you're like, fuck, man, this is hard. You know, I got to think about shit that is painful. I got to think about things I've done and experiences that I don't like to think about. But you got to purge them out. It's like you go into a replay to let go of them, because otherwise it's like you hide them away because you don't want to deal with them, but then you make them worse than what they really are. Really, you got to play it through and let it go. And then notice that there's lessons, there's growth. You grow through the things that happen to you. And so you don't want to just stay hiding away and distracting yourself. And because so many people in this world, it's all built on the distraction and the is that called a distraction too? When people just drink and do drugs, it's like a distraction. It's like, I'm not going to deal with the real things. I'm just going to go over here and have a good time and party and forget about this bad stuff, forget about what was done to me or what I did to somebody else. I don't want to think about that. But really, what you want to do is don't go get drunk with your friends. Think about the shit you've done. Think about what's been done to you and let it go. Process it. Cry. Scream. Punch a pillow. You know, go out and jog. Go take a big run. Oh, yeah, this... I forgot to say this the other day when I said I watched this movie that was really strange. It was Anthony Perkins and Tuesday Weld, and it was called Pretty Poison, and it's on YouTube. And so I started watching it, and I was like, it was parts that were cracking me up. Anthony Perkins, he's a character, that guy. But so he is supposed to be a kook who's got kook problems. And when he was a kid, he had burnt down his aunt's house, but she was in it, and so he got put in a mental hospital. So he's getting out now, and he's supposed to go out into the world, but he's still got to meet up with his counselor or something. And but I don't even know, because it's like you almost think like he's joking or something. Like he'll say stuff, and then even the counselor's like, "Are you serious? Like, are you serious?" And then he'll be like, "No," but you know he is. So apparently, he believes he's like a secret agent man or something, and he's working with the government, and he is a spy or something. And so he is getting sent to a work, and they're having him work at this lumber yard, and which is weird because it doesn't seem like a lumber yard, because he watches these vials of stuff go by with this liquid in them. And one of the things that really gets him, where he's taking notes and all this stuff, is he's working for the government to tell them to shut this shit down. But this is where there's so much disclosure. He's talking about the corporation and that they are spilling stuff into the water. He tells stuff about that. There was a whole bunch of stuff where I was like, oh my gosh, they're just, making this like right out there. And so with this place he's working, they're spilling stuff into the water, and now he explains how it's, poisoning and all this stuff, and which is all true. And then one of the things that he does is, oh yeah, because he starts talking about, so he goes, he's doing his note, all this stuff, and Tuesday Weld comes to get coffee or something, and she's this young girl. No, she comes to get change, because she needs to make a phone call because her car broke down. And so she comes up to this place where he's drinking his coffee to get change. And she, I don't know, I think he's seen her before or something. And he does these runs. Like when he's going somewhere, he just runs there. He does these huge long glides, which I swear to God, I feel like that is something that we are going to start. Like I used to see this all the time. I was like this being able to run in like leaps. Like, I don't know, like if you watch a dog or a deer or something run, they can run and they can do these leaps. Like it's something with us that I kept seeing it, like that we connect to or something through this transformation, where there's something where we can start running different. Like it's like a gazelle or something leaping rather than just running. It's like this. So anyways, I've been seeing that for years. And he was doing something like that. So he's doing these long glides, like this running, and that's how he'll like go to work or something. So anyways, in this Tuesday Weld, it's the funniest fucking thing in this one part when he goes up to her, and he thinks that she's come to be his assistant or something, and he goes and starts, she's over trying to make her call, and he runs over there. Okay, don't look at me. Here's the sign. We're supposed to meet up at this. And she's just like, what? What are you talking about? What's going on? And so she's intrigued, though. And this is where, oh my God, you have no idea through this movie when he's so kooky where it's going. Because she is the real kook. Oh my God, this movie goes dark too. But there's another part that he is, there's a bunch of parts where I was like, oh man, this is disclosure. But there's one where he was talking about, he wanted to get a picture of this guy. He said, you got to get it from the side because everybody's ears are different. They're distinct. And you want to get their ears. You can't fake the ear thing. And there's been so much of the ear talk through this stuff where they've been tricking us with masks and stuff like that and all this weird shit with people playing double roles and all this stuff. So there's a whole thing about the ears. This movie's from like the 60s, and he's talking about the ears and pay attention to the ears. So anyways, they're always showing us and telling us stuff. But in that movie, there was stuff that I kept thinking like, oh, this is disclosure, 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 because he'd say stuff about like the CIA or whatever is. There's little drops. I don't know. I was like, man, all this stuff is true. This isn't fake. This isn't just a movie. But anyways, but it does go dark. Tracy Weld is a kook. She just enjoys killing. So, anyways, it was uh, I like old movies though. So if you like old movies, you like old weird movies, you might like that one. And there's so much disclosure when you watch old movies. I swear to God. Um, so, anyways, there's a lot of shit going on. No telling what things could go for the next couple days. There's definitely, to me, we're going in the direction that things are about to change. They're about to flip. I don't know what the flipping is going to be caused by or whatever, but we're definitely at this, I don't know, is it a danger point of celebration when they're making threats that they're going to, you know, if you're outside, well, we're going to just make sure that you stop breathing. So, you know, some of that is through awareness, being like, well, they could really do that. They do it. They've done it in the past. They'll do it again. So it is something you got to be aware of. It's not something you can just go blindly through this world. You got to know who the enemy is and what the links they'll go to, and they hold a lot of cards, you know. But the thing is it's the cards are going to flip out. The cards are going to be coming out. Everything is falling apart. And they needed the dark to hide behind, and the dark is dissolving, just like the filler. So it's dissolving, and things are being exposed. But there's going to be tons more lawsuits. There's going to be tons more of this shifting. But I don't know how it's going to go, because her fortune, say, would also be based on this fake money system thing. So, but I know that things are going to the people. So I don't know if they're going to make, like, it's going, like, if the collapse thing happens, the lawsuits go, but then they'll get like, oh, so she was worth 81 million. I think she's worth like 250 million or something. She could be almost to $1 billion. She's so corrupt. Because they're all into the trade of the, you know, when you're inside the circle. And so she's involved with a lot of that stuff. She's involved in a lot of crimes. A lot of these people are. They're all involved with crimes. That's why I think the alligator Alcatraz is probably waiting them. Which, if you see it, it's like, oh, yeah, you get what you deserve. You get what you deserve, man. You should have prioritized humans and humanity and the people in the streets that you leave sitting there starving, instead of, you know, cleaning up the street. Because every single thing could be given to us for free, but they don't want that because they want to make money off of us. But so anyways, the money's going to go back to the people. The land's going to go back to the people. Everything's going to go back to the people, and the people are going to, you know, we're not going to turn into people like them. Like, at least it's not going to go, because there would be people who would. There's definitely people who would go that direction. And there's way too many people who are just out there, just their whole goal is to just be rich and famous so that they can be on top of the world over other people and stuff. They don't see the value, because they're still out there value. I mean, there's still people who think like, oh, that's so cool, $48 million on a wedding. It's like, in a world where people are starving, really? You think that's cool? I don't know. I don't think it's that cool. And I think it's kind of obscene. I think it's disgusting. I think, why do you, what? Like, you value your dress over what, people starving? Like, that's where priorities have to change. And that is why when they do change, we're not going to have people starving anymore. Because people are we're going to change our attitude. But this way over the top, you know, that's why it's got to get more and more absurd. $48 fucking million at a time like this. And that wasn't even enough. That was only one part. You had to go and spend more on the wedding or something because you had to change venues or something at the last minute because if you're fucking taking a shit in the middle of the town. Fucking absurdity. Let's look at, I don't know. Let's just look at my hair. Let's just go on with the day and be happy. Because we got to choose happiness, you know. We got to make ourselves happy. You can't look at this stuff and then let it eat you up. You know, you gotta look at it and be like aware of it. It's disgusting. That's how I feel about it. But I'm not gonna sit here and let it chew me up. It's like, yeah, talk about it, see it, uh, but don't be it. See it, but don't be it. So, anyways, the in my eye thing definitely just keeps going at its whatever pace. Once this just goes flat and nothing else goes on, and I can see really clear, like then I'll be like, okay, it's gone. Sometimes it seems like, oh, maybe it's gone, but no, it just keeps staying there. It's like this ridge right now. It goes right through, like my tear duct, right up to right here. But don't forget that this used to be a big black, like it was black. It was like a big black spot. And now it's, it's not. So I say things are getting better. Oh yeah, I wanted to say something about the hair too, because while I was looking at the hair, because I was thinking about the hair, and definitely, I would say that is when my hair started thinning out, was after they put me into surgical menopause, is what it's called. And so once they had done that and messed with my hormones and shit, and my hair started falling out. But that lady, the doctor who said, you know, you can't get all caught up in that. You have to look at what is missing. And so she was the one who was the B12, the biotin, the, I think it was the iron, and whatever. I've said these for the past couple days. I can't remember now. Oh, zinc. Okay, so zinc, iron, B12, and biotin. That those things that people are deficient in, and that's what is causing the hair to fall out. So it can be the hormones start pulling from that or something. I'm not sure, but you become depleted in those, and that's why your hair starts falling out. Besides the radiation, I swear. But so the and I'm doing, I haven't got the B12 yet. I've got 37 cents in my account. So when I get paid next week, I'm going to get the B12 again. And I'm going to do the sublingual and see what that does. And because I constantly have hair falling out. Constant. Some weird bug. So the, oh yeah, I wanted to say because my nails just now started growing and getting hard again. And so 4 months of that other stuff, that didn't do anything for my nails. But this is a whole bottle of biotin, taking 4 pills a day. So once I went back on that, took 4 pills a day for a bottle. I think it's 60 or 90 pill. I think it lasts like 3 to 4 weeks. One bottle of this one I get. Now, just now starting to grow. So I know I'm deficient in biotin. I know that because of my nails tell me that. But the and the zinc, the zinc and the selenium is ones that you gotta watch. Like magnesium, you can pop that shit, but do it in the evening or later afternoon. Don't pop it with the other things; they interfere with each other. But like zinc, you don't want to just be popping zinc all day long, or selenium. It's like you you have to watch some amounts of different things, but not magnesium. I mean copper, you got to watch out like how long you leave it sitting and how much goes in, and maybe with the iron. But I swear to God, I leave that little fish thing in my water all the time, and I've got to be getting, and it's rusty looking. Like the thing is rusty looking, but I read and it says you can drink rusty water. It's no big deal, and especially if it's full of iron. So I don't know. You got to figure your own stuff out. Don't just do it because I said. Because I don't want you to have a reaction and then blame it on me. So you got to figure your own stuff. We're all different. But to me, I can drink the shit out of that iron stuff. And the copper did have a reaction when I first did it, but it was pretty strong because I put it right straight in the thing and let it sit overnight and drank that. And you're supposed to dump that first one. It puts way too much into it. So, and I drank that shit. And I was sick as fuck. And so once the B12 though, then I'm gonna see if I'm sure that there's more hair growing still. I mean, already because we got these little hairs growing, and so I know hair is growing, but I want to see what the B12, because what I'm looking for is for it to quit falling out so much, just constant hair falling out, and my braid shrinking. So the what was I gonna say? Because it was something with the biotin, the B12, the iron, the hair. I don't know. Whatever. Maybe I already said it, but that's what I gotta say about it. The hair situation is if it's falling out, and it can be related to menopause or whatever, like that doctor had said. But she said what you want to look at is these 4 minerals, and so those are the 4. And I've been on the 3 for a while, so I'm going to be back on the other one. So anyways, we'll see how that goes. But on my tooth is kind of sensitive lately. Not anything like it was, but it's like, I don't know. I feel like everything feels like, oh, like something just touches you. It's like, oh, it's so heavy duty, man. God, watch it. So anyways, everything feels intense to me. Everything sounds intense. Everything looks weird. It's hot as fuck. The world is, it's weird. It's like, yeah, it's like it's falling apart, but there's so many people trying to hold it together. They're holding with dear life. No, it's normal. Okay. Okay. We'll see. But until the truth is revealed, until we see the truth, until we know for sure this place is weird and it's full of magic, is just keep working on yourself. I'm telling you, you can't go wrong. That's where people are going to kick themselves in the ass when they see how much time they wasted through all these dramas and all these opportunities to work on themselves, and the choices that they made to bury their head, get angry, get drunk, hold on to something that's not real, all these different things, all these different factors that people are going to have to face in themselves. They're going to be kicking themselves in the ass over it. But that's not what it's meant to do, but that's what they're going to do. But what you're meant to do is just jump on board. Just start doing it. Don't sit there and, but you, whatever, if you got to face your healing, you got to face what you got to face. So, and there's healing in everything. So if you feel strong about something, don't bypass it. Don't override it. Don't go get drunk. Go sit and face it. Go cry. Go think about it. Go deal with it. Go have hard conversations with people and be real. Be real. Don't just try and be a dick. Be real. That's vulnerable. And you got to get to a place where you can be real with people and not be fake and phony in the fake and phony world. So pull free from the fake and the phoniness, and learn how to love yourself, because I'm telling you, it is key in this whole thing. It's just learning how to love yourself. Like, look at how much money they wouldn't be making off of fillers and surgeries and all this shit if people just loved themselves, if they just accepted themselves, if they just looked at themselves and go, yeah, well, this is what Kelly looks like. Yeah, well, that girl looks like that. Yeah, she looks like that, and she looks like that, but this is what I look like, and this is who I am. And this, you see me coming, because this is what I look like. No, I don't look generic like everybody else. Like, so that's where you got to get yourself. We don't need to try and look like everybody so we have the pass to get through. No, we just have to learn how to love ourselves. When we can learn how to love ourselves, we can learn how to love everybody else. So learn how to love yourself, learn how to love everybody, and then learn how to have the day you want to have, because it is up to you. You can focus on whatever bullshit you want to focus on. Make the day you want to have. So anyways, that's what I got to say about it. But I'm sure I'll talk about it again tomorrow. So talk to you later. Bye.